Excited. We're also going to be talking about security, a little enterprise security. How many enterprise security customers do we have? Got a few in here. How many of you guys are doing custom workflow actions? A couple of us? Okay. I'm moving along. Fantastic. I guess we'll get started. So my name is Dimitri McKay. I'm a security specialist here at Splunk. I apologize in advance. I move a lot. I always do really badly on those little stages. I've fallen off of them more than once. I've learned my lesson. So the app, the title in the app, I actually literally have no idea where that title came from. So I decided to make a new title called, they didn't use the actual title of my talk, or spelling incorrectly. So welcome to the Sexy Potato Model Custom App Building Session for Security. It's a little wordy. It's still in process, but I think we'll use it for today. Does that work? Now, I've been a security nerd for quite a long time. We're going to get some introductions in just a moment. Before we jump in there, I'd like you all to read our disclaimer. Very important that I put this up. I get very sensitive. If I don't, I'll wait.
First one now is classified.
Just raise your hand when you're ready.
When you agree, right? You agreed on terms.
No pictures. That's evidence. Read it.
Firstborn male.
All right. Could you move?
Not done.
Not done? Let me know.
Done.
All right. Now, I will tell you, these slides have been Godfrey Sullivan approved. So if there's anything there you're looking and go, I don't know how Godfrey will feel about that. But just understand I may have slid them past him quickly yesterday. Look okay to you? Yeah, they look great. They're awesome. Now, B.
Like an apple you.
So I've been in the industry quite a while. And I work in the security practice team under this fine gentleman in the front, Brad. The security practice team, we are the folks who talk to lots of CISOs and talk about the overall security process in the company, the whole program. So that's what we do. And so a little bit about me, I make very bad decisions. My parents love that. And I'm working on a Splunk app, actually, which will eventually become software and kill all of us. FYI, I am patient zero. Dave, let's tell us about yourself.
How's Skynet?
Hey everybody, I'm Dave Harold. I work with Dimitri on the security practice team. I work for Brad. I actually have one of my old bosses in the room too, so he can confirm my resume. Worked on the security practice, so we talk with, as Dimitri said, we talk with organizations about their security programs and how to use the technology like Splunk to help improve their program and improve the people and the processes that make up their program. I've been in a bunch of security roles over the years, pen tester, information security officer, security architect, etc. Got some certifications, probably like a lot of you as well. I tend to collect those. So, Dimitri's going to talk to you today mostly, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of a demo at the end. So looking forward to it.
Dave also loves to have his picture taken, so if you have your cameras ready, you're welcome to take pictures of Dave and I and post them at Dave Harold and at Dimitri McKay because he loves his picture taken. All right, now we're going to talk about hot models. Data models. Anybody know if they're a pirate in the room yet? Pirate? We'll get there, it's okay. How many ninjas do I have in the room? Don't know. Okay, we'll get to that too. No problem. We're going to build an app. It's for a good cause. It's for the betterment of all humanity. Now, I want to start off with something funny. So I was the other day and I thought models and this is cute. Should I put Windows 8? Because we all know Windows 8 was painful. Judge me. All right, so the who. So data models are interesting. They came about as part of a conversation. The conversation involved our fearless leader, Godfrey Sullivan. Anybody recognize Godfrey? He is a warrior, make no mistake. Now, Godfrey, he said something very interesting. He said, I want a tool that I can use too. Why did he say that? Well, he's a super smart guy, phenomenal CEO. Right? Well, what did he mean by that? Well, I think he was talking about this, the technology adoption curve. So if we think about how Splunk started, it was very grassroots. We started with visionaries. We started with people who were all about the technology. Price had no object. Technology is awesome. Oh, I'm a movie nerd, by the way. Technology is awesome. It's got to be about it's about the technology. And Splunk did very well in the beginning. These were folks who were willing to abandon everything and just try something new, try something exciting. These were the early adopters. These were the visionaries of Splunk. And then as we've seen adoption, things have moved sort of towards the center of that adoption curve. The expectation of what enterprise software has changed for the people who adopted in the middle of that curve. They tend to expect things like the UI, not as important to the visionaries. They tend to want things that are more point and click driven. Makes sense. Now, I'm not saying this is a Windows app. That would be offensive. But he is a pilot. Anyone know the reference to the movie? God, I'd hate if I was going to. Thank you, Connie. Okay. Now, enterprise software is a very different thing as you move through the adoption curve towards the laggards, the people who are very, really kind of aggressive against technology. Not that Sloth was aggressive against technology. He was very much an adopter, but he was a little price sensitive. But we ended up with two types of Splunk users. We ended up with the Ninja. What's a Splunk Ninja? Splunk Ninja is someone who's very comfortable at the command line, very comfortable with conf files, very comfortable crafting searches right from the search bar. These are people who live, breathe, eat, and die by the command line. Search ninjas. Absolute best. But, what about the other folks? What about the pirates? Now, the pirates are a new addition. The pirates are folks who are very much the new adopters, who want that GUI, who want point and click, who want ease of use. They want easy to configure. So Splunk, to be as powerful as we are, we had to sort of straddle that line between our early adopter ninjas and our new pirates. How do we do that? How do we make both camps happy? Well, it would be great if we had both. And optimally, as you, in your Splunk journey, go through the process of going through the classes and learning Splunk, learning how to be a ninja, learning your search language, SPO is super powerful, but sometimes you just need to get something out the door quick. And data models are really powerful for that. But most optimal would be if you're a bit of both. If you're like our friend, a little bit of ninja, a little bit of pirate. Now, why is this important? Well, we all know that data models are sexy. I don't think anyone would disagree that data models are very sexy. But what is a data model is often the question. So I'll quote Splunk's actual lexicon. It's a hierarchical structured search time mapping of semantic knowledge about one or more data sets. It encodes the domain knowledge necessary to build a variety of specialized searches of those data sets. I would love to know who wrote that. I suspect I'm not going to know. Now, what that means to the rest of us is that data models are very easy to use. They're very powerful. Right? So, if you think about the way that data models came about, it was because folks like Godfrey, who are not very, very technical people, wanted to be able to use the product too. But our CEO is not going to learn the Splunk search language. He's got other things to do. But he wants a tool that he can use. So the fastest route to value was to create a way for him to use the tool without having to learn the search language, and that was data models. Now, data models drive enterprise security. Why do they drive enterprise security? Because they're fast. They're really fast. We can accelerate data models. We can build off of those data models. Every TA that you download today has been built by Splunk has a data model in it. So it's as easy as going in and clicking pivot, and you can start to create your own dashboards. We're going to go through that with Dave, who likes to have his picture taken. It's actually his middle name. I know it seems inconceivable. I had to. It was there. It was either that or he wants a peanut. So, rest in peace. Okay. Now the concept of enterprise security was 3 clicks to raw logs. That seems a little aggressive to me. I love enterprise security. As a SIM, I've been in SIM for over 10 years. I love enterprise security. I love the power of enterprise security. I love the flexibility of enterprise security. I don't like the fact that I get all the way to raw logs in just 3 clicks. Why? Because of context. Enterprise security has so many bells, so many reports, so many alerts. I have to go all over the place to find detail. How can we get around that? Right? Because it's not just context that I want, but context builds confidence. How to build confidence? If we think about the IDS market, where it was 5, 10 years ago, right around the time that Gartner said the IDS market is dead. Why was it dead? Why did Gartner say it had no value? Tons of noise. Just noise. IDS has had no value to any security infrastructure. You had to tune those bad boys until the end of time. But why was there no value? Well, because there was no context. It was an alarm, it was a bell that rang. But we weren't confident in the alerts that it gave us. Tools like Splunk, tools like enterprise security, add context. And when you have more than one data source talking about the same thing, that increases confidence. If I say it's raining outside, you might believe me. If I say it's raining outside, and Dave says it's raining outside, and Brad says it's raining outside, and Kelly says it's raining outside, chances are you're going to believe that it's raining outside. Your confidence has gone up. Let's jump into enterprise security real quick. Now, I'm not using version 4 for this. I'm using 3.3. And I want to show you in a demo flow how we're adding context using something that we're building together today. So, right from the front page of our security posture page, in our demo we usually jump directly into an asset, such as this bad boy here, 10.11.36.20. There we go. All right, so we're looking at 10.11.36.20. We're looking at all the information, all the alerts that have kicked off for this particular asset. Now, enterprise security gives us a lot of flexibility. For the folks who use ES, I'm probably going to show you something you've already seen 1,000 times, and I apologize. For the folks of you who haven't, this will show you a little bit of how enterprise security is very powerful. So I've got an event right here, brute force access behavior detector. I'm looking at a very specific asset, and this search is still going. But I want to show you something really quick. I should have killed more chickens for the mineral guys. Go here. Now, 10.11.36.20. If I'm investigating an event, where do I move through my investigation? How do I add context? How do I get visibility? Well, you'll notice in enterprise security, I've got this drop down under action, and you'll see here I have access search. So I can switch to another dashboard in enterprise security to see who's logged on to or from this device, this asset. Fantastic. Maybe I want to go and see what the IDS says about this device as both a source or a destination. I can do that. If I want to go and take a peek at what traffic is taking place to or from this device, we can do that. If I want to go and see what updates are installed, what vulnerability assessments I've said about this asset, I can do that. If I want to see what websites this tool has been used, this asset has been used to go to, it's a workstation. I can do that. So I can pivot in enterprise security to a number of different dashboards which add additional context for my investigation. Powerful, right? Fantastic. But where I saw a little bit of a challenge was I might have to go through 9 or 10 of these different panels. Time is the most important asset of all. There is no other resource more important than time. So what's the fastest time I can, with which I can find a resolution? Let's look at the breaches that have happened. Let's look at Neiman Marcus. 55,000 unchecked incidents. 55,000. It's not like they didn't have great tools, great people, or great processes, but eliminating those incidents, right? Identifying whether or not these were real threats. That was a massive amount of time to go through. That doesn't happen overnight. It's not all of a sudden, hey, 55,000 alerts. It takes time. So how do you get past that? Maybe you hire more people to look at it. Maybe you get a faster process. Could be. Maybe you need better tools. Could be. But time is the most important resource. So being able to remediate faster is what's most important. So what we've done is we've said, well, what if we could add all context to one dashboard? Well, what if we could centralize all of the important things about a specific asset into one place? It might be powerful, faster remediation. So you'll notice right here it says super context of 10.11.36.20. We've created a workflow action that opens another app inside enterprise security to give you a number of dashboards. Now Dave is going to show you how this is built. I'm sure you're tired of my voice. But the concept was simple. We wanted to build something that we could share with all of you. That you can get value from today, but you're all really smart people. Now, I didn't put this on Splunk base yet. I wasn't comfortable yet. I think we as a group, I think we can come up with something magical, and then we can put it up there. Like something that will add a ton of context, something that we can then add as a feature, maybe to enterprise security out of the box. That would be pretty cool. So we have a Git link up to GitHub where you can download what we've built thus far. But Dave's going to jump in now and show you where we've gone with that. And you know what he's going to do it? Very fast. Robert, time, big guy.
Cool. So, yeah, this, the goal here was to just to show how easy it is to create these workflow actions and then to also kind of start creating one. It's not perfect. We've just been kind of picking away at it over the last week or so, but hopefully there'll be a few people in the room that want to contribute to it on GitHub and we can eventually create something that's pretty cool. It's pretty rough right now, but we'll show you what we've got. So the idea here, right, is it's a contextual drill down. So we'll do this super context app, and so what we're doing there is actually passing that IP address that was the subject of that notable event over to another dashboard. And so one thing that we're doing, and the formatting is needs a little bit of tuning, but one thing we're doing here at the top is pulling all the data out of the asset table inside of enterprise security. So if you're not familiar with that, one of the things you get in enterprise security is the asset and identity framework, which allows you to create a table of all of the systems and all the users that are in your environment, and then you can use that to enrich the log data that you're indexing in Splunk. So we've pulled the information out of the asset table here, and we can see things like what, the IP address, of course, is what we did a lookup on. We can see that this is part of our PCI environment, where it's located, whether or not it's, critical to us, what its latitude, longitude are, and we can use that for mapping, that sort of thing going forward. We can see, who the owner is and so forth. But that's just kind of the start. So we thought it'd be cool to just kind of give a 360-degree view of this asset. This is actually something that I worked on as a consultant, this feature, a number of years ago. We had a big customer. I had a big customer before I worked at Splunk who was trying to do this exact thing, but using Hadoop on the back end. And we spent basically several months trying to build a feature like this. And so it was kind of satisfying yet saddening to kind of build this in a day or 2 days or whatever we spent on it.
How long did it take to build this?
A day or 2 days. We started, Thursday? Yeah, but we have been doing our day jobs, etc. So what are some of the things that you're interested in, right, from a security perspective when you're doing these kinds of analyses? Now, this is not intended to show you, some blinking red light that says this system is compromised, right? This is intended to give you context, 360-degree view around everything that we know about this system. So, things like what ports is it listening to, right? Who has logged into this asset, or who has used this asset to log into something else? So another iteration of this panel that we had on here. From this asset, there it is. It's been a little bit in flux. So from this asset, where are people logging into? What's unusual about the performance? Looks like this is CPU load percentage, and so on and so forth. Now, the reason that we were able to just kind of throw this together really quickly is because there's data models behind the scenes that are normalizing this data that's coming in enterprise security. So, as Dimitri said, the data models are really important. When you think about core Splunk, right, one of the core strengths, right, the tenets of Splunk is that we don't need to know anything about the data, right, in order to index it. We really just need to have a timestamp, and it has to be human readable, and a couple other basic requirements need to be met. And then we can index that data and immediately make it searchable. And that's super powerful, right? And it's fueled the growth of Splunk, and it's made it useful to all our customers. But from a security perspective, that is not always the best thing, right? Because we need to have normalization. And the reason we need normalization is because we want to know, for example, if we get a log from a Palo Alto firewall, right? That log entry might call the destination IP address, DST or something like that. And we might get another log from a checkpoint firewall. Maybe it calls it, DST IP, right? But they're both destination IP addresses. So we have to be able to normalize and speak a common language across the controls in the security environment so that we can get a picture, across the breadth of all of our controls. And that's what we seek to do in enterprise security. And so the data models are what power that, right? So a data model says we are going to call destination IP, DST underscore IP, right? We're going to call malware, malware attacks, category or something like that. We're going to have a field that tells us what category a malware attack is in, for example. So once we have the data model and we sort of embrace that data model, we can use that to search and very quickly build dashboards. And we don't need to know what every field in every various log file is called. So I'll kind of show you some of that. You can see there's a number of panels here. We kind of called in the cavalry in the last few hours. So a bunch of these just got added. So some of them I'm seeing for the first time. So we're seeing bytes in and out of a particular asset. We're seeing, who is this device been talking with? What risk modifiers have been kicked off. So a risk modifier is something that is a feature in enterprise security that allows us to do kind of threat score aggregation. And this is kind of a measure of which one of those modifiers have been firing. We're looking at number of emails sent from this asset. So all kinds of great contextual information that is useful for an